Okay, so what we're going to do is we're revisiting mean, median, mode, range, that kind of thing, right? But instead of having just a list of numbers, we're going to up it one step, maybe two if we can get to the grouped frequency. This isn't grouped frequency yet. This is just the mean, median, and mode from frequency, so from a frequency table. Okay? So there are ways to do this, but first of all, we need to understand what that table is telling us. So I've put dice score and frequency. So if I were to ask you to interpret what that frequency chart was about, what would you say?
The frequency of different dice scores.
When I do what?
When you roll.
Okay, so I've rolled a dice, or a die I should say correctly. I've rolled a die, okay? How many times did I roll the die, Maddie?
6 times.
Really?
No.
No. Sarah?
You rolled the dice 202 times?
202?
No.
No, you didn't. Definitely. Laura?
55.
55. And how would we know it was 55?
You add up the frequency?
So if we add up the frequency, do we get 55?
No. Yes, sorry.
Yeah?
Sorry.
55? Okay, so my total frequency is found by adding that. So that means I rolled a die 55 times. Okay? And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all the possible scores on the die. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, which score did I get the most? Matt.
15. I mean 5.
5. Okay. Be very careful that you are reading the frequency part properly. So there are 15 fives. Which score appeared the least, Anya?
4.
4. Okay. Right, so let's go through our averages, because I want to know what's the average score on this die. Okay. So, probably the easiest one to do is the
No.
mode. Okay?
No.
Which is what? Imogen. 5 is the mode. So the modal score is just another way of saying the mode, and it's 5. Explain to me why, Ava?
Because you divide 55 by 6.
No. Why is the modal score 5?
Because there's 15.
Yeah, that's more like it. Now I've got you paying attention. There were 15 fives compared to everything else. Okay, so that was the highest frequency, was 15. So the modal score is 5. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Now, that's really nice and simple. But now we've got to look at mean and median. All right. So, other Ava, which one would you like to explain to us?
17.
The mean. Okay, what would we do?
You could add up all the numbers of 55 and then divide it by 6. There's 6 numbers, and you get 9.1.
So, let's just think about it. You think the mean score is 9.16. Okay, Sierra, say a comment about that.
I think it is.
Don't tell me what you think it is first. I would like a comment based on Ava's answer.
She only did what was there.
Which is all you can do.
But
It's a very obvious comment.
She didn't list them all out because there were 7 ones and 9 twos and 10.
Okay. But there's a comment we can make immediately about Ava's score, which is something we have talked about. Christina?
You have to instead to get all your numbers.
Let's not think about the method. I just want a comment about whether Ava's score is right or not, or whether it can be right or can't be right or whatever.
it's a decimal, and it's also in the sort of in the middle range of
Oh, is
numbers.
it? You
So
think it's in the middle, really?
yeah.
So we would say the mean score is 9.16. Decimal is not a problem. Any other comments? Annabelle, what would you say about Ava's result? Did you? Okay. So if I say to you, the mean score on the dice is 9.16.
Wait, hold on. Because I actually think it's 8 because
Oh, really?
if you line this up. No, wait, hold on. Sorry. No, got it now. Never mind. Got it now.
That tells you everything.
I think that it's 9 because you can't roll a 9.16 on the dice.
All right. Think about what you've just said. Laura?
9 on the dice.
You can't even roll a 9 on the dice.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You're not the only one.
Sorry, it's 2 now. I got it.
Right, so hang on. Well, so what's very important, right? So how many of you would have quite happily written the answer 9.16 down?
Can I say why?
Well, we've already had the
No,
reason.
but there's the thing.
I don't want the correct method yet.
No, not the
I'm
correct.
discussing something else. Okay? Right.
Okay, I think she got the meaning of the frequency and not taking into account all the dice scores, because the dice score would be 7 ones, so it'd be 7, and then 9 2, so 18, and then you would do it that way. I think she just did it by the
Okay,
frequency.
so remember what we need is the mean score on the dice. The mean, the median, and the mode, all three averages must be a number in what range? Laura?
1 to 6.
1 to 6. If it's more than 6 or less than 1,
It's wrong.
it must be wrong. Must be.
Excuse me.
Okay? So this is important for you guys, because the number of you then that put your hand up and went, yeah, 9, I would have written 9, fine. You know, you must be able to, you must think about what you've just written, and that suggests to me there's still a missing thing there about what an average actually tells us, which normally comes out when you do this frequency. So whatever Ava did, the 9 can't be right. It must be somewhere between 1 and 6. Okay? So Sierra would like to tell us what we did.
I calculated in my mind, just checking my work. What happened? I listed them all out.
Yeah.
Leading score really. And then I added them up, and yeah, there were 7 ones. The total of them.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the way Sierra did it, but not the way she's thinking about it. So Sierra listed all the numbers out. So she wrote 7 ones. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and so on. Right? And then she wrote 9 twos. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Why have you got your hands up? I've not asked a question. Rest
But
your
I have a
arms.
question.
Okay, question.
Could you define the mean score? That's what I'm really
Yeah.
Instead of just writing all that, could you do like 7, 18, 30, and then
Okay,
add them up?
that's what I was going to say, isn't it? So instead of writing out 7 ones, I could just do, well, if I do 7 times 1, 9 lots of 2,
I did.
10 lots of 3, 6 lots of 4, 15 lots of 5, and 8 lots of 6, which is basically what you did, Sierra, but you listed a long list of numbers out, right? So it's just a little bit less efficient. So 7 times 1 is
7.
7.
18, 30, 24, 75, 48. Then add it all together.
That's
You get 202.
That's why you said 202.
And divided by 60, you get.
Okay, no. Right, before you rush on. So we've added all the numbers up. Remind me, the mean is when you do what? You...
Add all the numbers up and divide by and then we
Okay.
divide numbers.
There you go. There's not, how many numbers are there?
55.
not 6.
Oh!
This is the other common mistake.
That's what I did.
There are 55, which is why Sierra probably got this right, because she did list them all, so it becomes obvious that there are 55 numbers. So what we actually do, for the mean score, we do 202 divided by 55.
4.4. What? No. 4. So the answer is 3.6. 7.2 with 2 little dots on top of it. 7. 4.
Okay, hang on. Stop now. Stop now.
How does it?
So, what do you actually get on your, one of you? Put your hand up and tell me, Laura.
3.6727.
Right, okay, 3.672. So if I asked you, so 72 recurring, is it?
Well, no, because there's a 3 in there.
At the end?
Yeah, the
Is
very
that because your calculator rounds it for you?
maybe.
Yeah, it is actually. So the 72 recurs. So how could I, do you know how to write that with recurring decimal?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Laura.
You
She had her hand up first.
a little line over the numbers that recur.
Okay.
Or
You can do it like that.
You put a dot and drop it.
Or Zuri.
You put a dot for both of them.
Okay, we put a dot at the beginning and end of where they recur. Okay, not just a dot on one. But if I were to ask you to round that to 1 decimal place, Santasia.
3.670.
To 1 decimal place.
Oh, 3.7.
3.7, yeah.
Oh, and I have.
Okay, so that, go on, where's your question?
In a test, would you expect us to write 3.672 as dots?
I will, in a test, I will ask you, it will say in the question, round your answer to 2 decimal places or 1 decimal place or something. Okay, I will ask you, pardon? Well, do you know what? For the mean, we don't actually normally round it to the nearest whole number. We actually leave it as a decimal because it is. So we can actually say that the mean is slightly less than 4. We're allowed to with the mean in this case. Okay? Yes, Christine?
I don't feel like the last sentence you can't have a decimal on the place. So you'd round it to
No, we won't round it to a whole number for the mean because it's an analysis, it's finding an average, and it's actually useful for us to know that the mean score is slightly less than 4, not actually 4.
Okay.
That's why the mean is a bit different in this case compared to the mode, because the mode will be a whole number, and the median could be as well.
So it won't be incorrect for the test if you want to put it on.
What, 3.7?
Yeah.
No, not if I've asked you to round it to 1 decimal place. Okay? If I've asked you to round it to 1 decimal place and you write 4, what would you expect?
A 0.
Yeah, you get it. You wouldn't get your answer now.
Could you write 3.672 line on top and you still get it right?
Well, if I've asked you to round it to 1 decimal place, here's my tip for you. You all paying attention? My tip is always write your unrounded answer first and then write your rounded answer that you're asked for. So have both. Okay? Don't round it in your head before you write down your answer. Do both. Okay? Just in case you round and make a mistake. Right, so I would like to see I would be going, oh, okay, I know what you've got wrong. Not everything, just the rounding. Okay? So if you'd written 3.672 and then rounded it to 1 decimal place but put 4, I would have known that you at least did all the other stuff correct. Okay? Just got your rounding wrong.
So what if it doesn't ask you to round and use it?
Well, if it doesn't, then I would ask, because it should. Quite often, when you get to your IGCSEs, on the front of your exam paper, it gives you an instruction like, unless otherwise stated, round all answers to 3 significant figures. So if it doesn't say and it's a decimal, you know what to do. Okay. Right. Question, Maddie?
Can I do the median?
can you do the median? I don't know. Can you?
Can I explain the median?
Oh no.
Did you stop
Hang
it
on.
when I was talking?
Okay, so you want to have a go at explaining how we find the median now?
Okay.
Just remind me, everyone. Annabelle, what's the median? The middle number. Okay. Now, can I ask you, will it be one of the numbers from the list, or will it be a number halfway between two numbers? What do you think, Imogen?
It's.
Instead of playing on your calculator, not playing Imogen?
I
What do you think? Your calculator down there. Stop playing with it, trying to make words.
I'm not. I know. It's. Oh.
Chill out. Annabelle,
Yeah.
how many numbers? 6. How many numbers are there again?
55.
55. Do you see that? There are 55 numbers,
So, yeah.
not 6. This is where the frequency data changes it, okay? There are actually 55 numbers. Go on then, Maddie.
Yeah. This is 55 numbers.
Right?
Then you would put, what are these numbers old like in order from smallest to large?
Okay. Sherry, stop. You're interrupting her. Right. Do we need to write the numbers out from smallest to largest, or is it already done?
It's already there.
It's already done. It's in the table. Okay. All the ones are in a line. 7 of them. All the 2s are in a line. They're already in order. Do you have a question?
I have a comment.
A comment, okay?
I think I can find it that like, so if you don't want to write the no, I'm probably done. You can find half of 55, and then you can see which one would be in that place.
Okay, yeah. What were you going to say, Zoe?
I was gonna say I think it's the whole number because it's 55. So like if it's like 54, then it's even if you like half, it's gonna be like it's 54. Then it would have 2 in the middle, but since it's 55, it will have equal numbers on each side with 1 in the middle.
Yeah, because it's an odd number of numbers. We've got 1 number in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay, Annabelle, you with us? Yeah? Ava? Yeah? Okay. So how do I find the middle number, Ava?
You put them in order from.
We've already got that. We've decided that they're already in order.
You like take your fingers into 1, 6.
Oh, we can't do that because we haven't got the list of numbers. Because we're not going to write out 7 1s and then 9 2. I'd have to write out 55 numbers. It's just not worth it. Millie, welcome to the club. Let's get Millie. I've not asked her anything yet. Go on, Millie.
55 divided by 2.
Okay, what's that then? So 55 divided by 2 is
7.5.
okay.
Oh,
Shh, Millie.
Green, Rosie, green.
28.
So we want to find the 27th and the 28th numbers. Are you sure?
Find the 28. No. I can't 27. Oh, wait, never mind.
Well, we decided it's only 1 number because it's an odd number. So
Okay, this is the 27.
just the 27th because how many are below it? 26, obviously. And how many are above it then?
26.
Yeah. So 28 add,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So actually, excuse me. So we need the which number?
28.
28th number? Excuse me. So does that mean if I take the 28th number, how many numbers below it?
27.
So there are 27 below, and how many? So that's from 1 up to 27. And And then we take the 28th, and then it's 29 up to 55. How many numbers is that?
27.
27. Okay. So there are 27 numbers above it. So we can do, now, just to help you out, what we do, instead of this, a good way to do it is this. When you want to find which number it is, maybe you want to actually at some point look into why this works. We take our number of numbers, we actually add 1 to it, and then divide by 2. Alright? And it becomes 56 divided by 2, which would be 28.
But why did you add 1?
Well, that's what I said. You can have a look into why that would work yourself if you're interested. Okay. Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll let people come and speak to you then. That's part of your self-discovery. Come and tell me if you learn how. Come and explain why, and then I'll give you a merit for self-reflection and discovery rather than me just telling. So this is a good way. Take the number, add 1 to it, then divide by 2. So why the add 1? That's the question. That gives us the 28th number. Okay? It always works.
What if it's not like you had a different number, like 25?
Well, so for instance, just if I have a different set, let's say we had 26 numbers. Okay? We would do 26, add 1, divide by 2 is... So 27 divided by 2 is?
13.5.
Okay. Now what would that mean?
So it would be
It would be the 13th and 14th numbers. Why is
So
that?
it's halfway between.
Because it's 26 numbers, so you know it's going to be 2, don't you? Okay. So you can see how it does work.
If it's an odd number, then there's gonna be 2 maybe, so you're gonna have to add.
No, if it's an even number,
Oh yeah.
you'll end up with 2, which we know. If it's an odd number of numbers, we'll end up with 1 number, which is what we want. We always add 1 and divide by 2, yeah. So if you want to have a think about why that add 1 works. But anyway, now the next, yes, question.
It's about the add 1 and divide by 2. Do you know why it works? Okay, so question.
I'm not talking about it.
Okay.
I'm going to let you discuss it with each other. You come and speak to me afterwards. Let's move on. It's a challenge for you. See whether you can explain. But how do we find now the 28th number?
Wait, no, so whenever you're dividing by 2, you always have to add 1 for that?
For this, you always add 1 to the number of numbers and then divide by 2, and it gives you which number you want. Okay. So we're trying to find the 28th number, Millie. How do we do it?
I thought it was that you look at the number. Well, no, it's not right.
No? Okay, yeah.
You add 7 and 18, and see if you get more than 28.
Nope. That wouldn't work.
25.
Yeah, 25, so... What do you reckon, Laura?
You add 7 and 9.
Okay, so if you think about it, 7 lots of 1 means 7 numbers. Then if I've got 9, how many numbers now?
9 numbers.
16 numbers have gone past. So when I get to the end of 2, I've had 16 numbers.
I thought it would be 18.
Oh, it's 4.
No, because that's 9 lots of 2. We've added them together. That's not how many numbers there are.
I know the answer.
So imagine if we did list them all, it'd be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, and so on, which is what Sierra did.
Yeah.
We're just trying to find a bit quicker. So what we say is, once we've got to the end of the 1s, we've got 7 numbers. Once we've got to the end of the 2s, we've actually got 16 numbers. Because all the 1s and all the 2s.
Okay. So
Once we've got to the end of the 3s, we've got 26 numbers. So once we've got to the end of the 4s, we've got
okay.
30 numbers. So therefore, the 28th number must be a
I knew it.
4.
I knew it.
And I did the long one.
So the median score is 4. Okay.
Okay, how are we gonna write that?
So it's not 28. Okay, it's 32.
So it's the 28th number. The 28th number. That's why I wrote.
So you'll add up.
So I've got to add all these until I get to how many where the 28th number. So because 26 numbers would be all the one. So there's 26 numbers. So once I've written all the 4s out, I've got 30 numbers. So the 28th must have been a 4. Yeah. Oh, it's a 32 numbers, sorry. 7 and 9 is 16. 10 is 26. 6, yeah, sorry. Should have been 32. But still, the answer's 4. Yeah, Anna? Okay.
So the 28th number.
The 28th number is in the 4s.
Yeah,
It's a 4.
it's a 4.
It's a 4. It must be.
Must be.
Okay. Makes sense?
Yeah, I
So will we get this?
Maybe, yeah.
I
I'm going to give you another one to do. Okay? So, if you want to ask me a question, you can ask it. What I'll do now is I'll write out another table for you to work out the values yourself. Okay? If you want to ask me a question, do it while I'm writing.
3. Hi, I'm back.
It's not, that was
And we're back.
It was only like 1 second to go. 7 minutes.
But Mr. Pod, what if you times it by if it's times by
Okay, everyone? It's not. So, guys, first off, can I ask you, what did you find first? The modal score. What did you come up with? Maya?
8.
8.
Wait, I'm not done yet.
No, I went from low to median and then going up.
Okay, but you've done the mode.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. That's all right. So I'm just checking now. Did you add up your frequencies to get the answer 104?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
No. But I'm not done yet. Yes, I did
Okay,
that.
I'll let you carry on then from that.
Don't even.
Okay, let's go through this then. So we've got another dice, more scores on it. It's got how many sides on this dice, by the way?
8.
Laura?
9.
9, good. She didn't fall for the whole 8 trick. Right, must be 9 because there's a 0. So, let's go through. We've already got 104. Modal score is 8 because there's 19 of them and that's the highest frequency. Okay, the mean score then, I've got to do all of these. So 15 times 0 is 0, 7 times 1 is 7, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 13 is 39, 4 times 12 is 48, 5 times 16 is
80.
4 times 6 is
24.
7 times 12 is
84.
19 times 8.
152.
If you add all them up,
446.
okay, I trust you. Now, can I just make one point, because I've seen one person's, it looked quite messy. I would quite like to see the workings like these and these values written out. They're not just done on a calculator and then you carry on. You actually write them out. So then the mean score showing my working should have been 446 divided by 104. Good. And the answer is?
4.283461453.
Sorry, 4.288.
And there's no.
But the answer that you're going to give me, Annabelle? 4.3. Okay. Okay. The median score then. So let's just go back. There are 104 numbers. So we have to do 104 plus 1, then divide by 2 gives me
57.5.
52.5 actually. Now, it's an even number, so that means we're going to find the middle of two numbers. So, which numbers do I use? What does 52.5 mean, Laura?
57, 53.
Yeah, so we find the 52nd number and the 53rd number, and we find in the middle of those two. So in our list then, right, just quickly. So 15 add 7 makes 22, plus 6 makes 28, plus 13 makes 41, plus 12 makes 53. Okay, so we know that the 52nd and 53rd number are both 4s. So actually the median score is 4. Okay. Right, just before we go then, this word bias.
Oh, I know what it means.
Go on, Anzari, what do you think?
Bias means you favor something more than something because that something is.
Okay, but does the dice favour something? Is that what you're going to say?
You favor something or someone because it's.
I think you're going a bit off tangent. It's got to be short and succinct, Laura.
On a dice, bias means that it lands on one number more often than it should.
Okay.
And there one is.
I want you, for homework, I want you to come up with a yes or no answer with reason for are either of those two dice biased or not? Are they biased? Write it down. Okay, I'll see it. No, I'll check it out.
So could I maybe